Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking a look at Polkadot. These are our 5 reasons as to why we got involved with Polkadot and why we invested. These are our top 5, but there are many other reasons to get involved with this project. Would you summarize these as just our top 5, Chris?
Yeah, I think they're the main reasons. You know how it is, Nick. You know, we have like boxes that we like to tick, and this obviously ticked all the boxes that requires us to invest. So let's sort of go through it with everybody.
Fantastic. So as always guys, if you find this useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it and so do I. And if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said and done, let's jump on over, Chris, to the desktop and take a look at our first reason to get involved with Polkadot here.
Super, let's do it.
Fantastic. So basically, Polkadot and the very first reason to get involved with this project, at least for us, was the use case. Okay, so the use case is one of the fundamental reasons that we look at projects, because we believe that utility makes a difference going forward. So right now, a lot of price speculation drives the value of the DOT token, and yet ultimately it's the functionality and the utility that the project looks to complete that will actually drive the thing forward in the future. So Polkadot at its core is an ecosystem that is designed to provide next generation blockchain protocol focused on interoperability, right? So this aspect is crucial to advance the industry as a whole, and yet very few solutions exist to tap into other ledgers. There are a few, but Polkadot seems to want to be the go-to solution. So Polkadot wants to change the narrative by creating a unified network, right? So this will in turn have an impact on the Web 3.0 approach. And there's so many fantastic projects out there talking about Web 3.0 and all the fantastic things that are happening there. And it's fantastic to see that Polkadot are also doing the same. So empowering individuals rather than technology companies and ISPs around the world is the next big step in all of that. So it is also worth just noting at this point as well that the project borrows some ideas from other blockchains. And there's a lot of, I guess, misconception here that Polkadot's a rip-off or a clone of something like Cardano, and that just simply isn't the case. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely borrowed concepts from Cardano. It was also borrowed concepts from Algorand and Ethereum as well. It's more of a combination of many different projects coming together to kind of deliver a really good, well-knit solution. So it is perfectly fine to take existing concepts and improve upon them, right? And gaining a fundamental advantage can basically, help this project succeed in the longer term. So where there has been numerous solid ideas in the past and combining them into one solid ecosystem actually could potentially provide significant advantages. So our first reason really is all about that use case and that understanding the fundamentals about this project. And I've only touched on very lightly some of these things in our first reason, and I do recommend guys going ahead and reading their light paper or even going into their white paper to really dive in deep into what it is that they're doing. But the use case for Polkadot is absolutely second to none. So with that said, that was our first reason to potentially get involved with Polkadot. Moving on, our second reason, Chris, is all about the technology, right? So the actual tech that's being utilized here, it's is a scalable, interoperable and secure network protocol, and this is for that next generation web, that Web 3.0. So any type of data across any type of blockchain is the concept, and I really like the graphic as well here because it kind of symbolizes exactly what they're doing. So Polkadot is a network protocol that allows arbitrary data, not just tokens, to be transferred across blockchains. This means that Polkadot is a true multi-chain application environment where things like cross-chain registries and cross-chain computation are possible. So Polkadot can transfer this data across public, open, permissionless blockchains, as well as private permissioned blockchains. And so these are absolutely big things to consider when you're looking at this project. So this makes it possible to build applications that get permissioned data from a private blockchain and use it on a public blockchain. For instance, a school private permissioned academic record chain could be sent to a proof of a degree verification smart contract on a public chain. So it's absolutely a massive kind of potential that you're kind of getting here with Polkadot. So let's go take a look and see exactly what's going on here. So connecting the dots. So there's a relay chain, and I'm not going to go into all of these. I'm just going to kind of touch on them very lightly, and again recommend you guys really dig in deeper. But parachains, parathreads, and bridges, right? So the connecting and making everything kind of knit together is basically encompassing those 4 points. The consensus roles as nominators, validators, collectors, and fishermen. I really like that fisherman notion, which is I really like that. And then obviously you have the governance rules as well. There's council members and technical committee, right? So together, this really does come in and kind of pull everything together really nice and neatly. So guys, obviously I'm touching on this very lightly to keep this video quite slick and smooth. Do dive in and check out the technology aspects as well, because this basically is massive and has huge potential for what the future looks like. So that makes it our second point. Chris, do you want to go through our third point, which is talking all about the team?
Yeah, so just look at the team now. So you've got Robert. One of the things that stands out about the team here is, the fact that they come from like a core developer or programming background, and they've got heaps of experience, and that's kind of like what I really like to see from a team. A team full of experience. I mean, if you take into account Peter, one of the co-founders, he's worked at various different engineering in engineering roles, and developer roles, and data science again, and another fundamental sort of area to look at. And you've got others in the team that have worked with Ethereum and stuff like that as well. I guess for me, I like it when the team can get in amongst it and get their hands dirty and get stuff done. Like for me, that's kind of in my experience a bit of a safeguard as well, because you know what you're looking for when you're hiring for roles, because you got a very good knowledge and understanding of how it works. So I think this is a really strong team, and again, one of the reasons and one of the things that we do look at is the team, and the leadership team in particular.
Absolutely. So guys, do dig in. Obviously, we think it's a fantastic, well-diverse team that can really help push this thing further forward. So it's important that the team is able to do that. It's fantastic to have a great use case, a great technology, but if your team is unable to deliver, it's going to potentially hinder long term. So it's fantastic to see such an awesome team here at Polkadot. So then, Chris, that takes us to our fourth reason, which is talking all about scalability, right? So ultimately, Polkadot is addressing scaling concerns. So one of the issues holding back many blockchains is the lack of the overall scaling, and Ethereum is a clear example of this, right? So as it starts to scale, it has huge potential knockbacks and drawbacks, and hopefully Ethereum 2.0 is able to solve some of the concerns over in the Ethereum world. But Polkadot is able to do a lot of additional things, right? So processing a large number of transactions or data is a significant bottleneck, and Polkadot as a sharded multi-chain network can process information on different chains in parallel. And obviously sharding is something we talk about a lot. It seems to be a concept moving further forward, and lots of people are talking about doing sharding in significant sizes, right? So it's fantastic to see that Polkadot is no exception to that. They're using the sharding on the multi-chain network. So not only will that increase the overall scalability, but also fosters future adoption of blockchain technology. All sharded chains in the network are known as parachains because they are parallel in nature. So it's absolutely a key thing to kind of pay attention to, because ultimately, the scaling is a huge issue for blockchains, and it's fantastic to see that sharding in practice here is absolutely, utilized to its maximum efficiency. And somewhere in here, I think it might have even been in the white paper when I was going through this earlier, it talks about potentially, having up to 1 million transactions per second, something like that. So it's absolutely, off the chart levels. And I'm not sure I'm going to find it for the video, but definitely do go ahead and read up on everything that they're doing in terms of scalability and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's absolutely a behemoth of scalability in terms of everything that they're doing. So well worth checking out. Do your research as well, obviously, guys. But it's a fantastic reason to make sure that it's, as I said before, right? Great use case, great tech, great team. And can it still scale at that mass adoption level? And the answer here is yes, which is a fantastic thing. So that was our fourth reason, guys. If we go into reason number 5, which is all about price, we find that basically the Polkadot price is actually really undervalued in comparison to where we think it's going to go in the future, right? So currently, as we record this video, it is $9.62. Now, obviously, we've had a bit of a price increase recently for this particular token, and it's. I think there's still time to get in, Chris. I don't think we're too late to the party here at all, and I think it still has huge potential moving further forward. So, current circulating supply of Polkadot, or the DOT token, is at 898,343,748 to be exact, right? So a significant amount of DOT, but nothing in comparison to things like Cardano and the ADA token, or XRP or XLM, right? Those have so much more circulating supply than something like Polkadot, right? And the price does represent that because it has a market cap of $8.7 billion at this particular point in time. And during a bull cycle, you can see, quite comfortably 100 billion or so in the market cap. So you could start seeing a tenfold increase on something like Polkadot. So it's a fantastic opportunity, at least I see it that way. Here's the chart, guys, for Polkadot as well, right? So as we start talking about the price on the current day that we're recording this video, we can see that huge price increase that started to happen here on the 28th of December. From when it was way down here, ultimately in November, we were talking it's at half the value that it is now. Now we have had a bit of a pullback recently. We're kind of on that 78.6 fib retrace level currently, but there's still potential to move this on the upside. So as we look ahead to some future price targets, we can see quite clearly our first target, according to our fib extension here, is at $14.32. Moving beyond that is $20, then $26 and $30. Now that by no stretch of the imagination is the limit. That's just what the fib extension levels are showing us currently. As the price will increase, those levels will also change and adapt, right? So ultimately we're entering a bull cycle at this point as well, and I think the price has huge potential to move further forward. The actual use case and the utility of this project means a lot in terms of where this thing could potentially end up in the future as well. So I think this is absolutely fantastic. There's obviously a limited amount of history because this is relatively new, the new Polkadot. So it's good to see that ultimately, from the point of go here in August, it had significant motion up. We had very little kind of retrace in a sense of here. We found a very nice bottom, and it stuck to that quite nicely. And the recent price action that we've seen here is also very encouraging. So yeah, lots going on with the price. We find that the price is incredibly undervalued for what they're trying to achieve, and they seem to be doing fantastic things so far. Chris, is there anything you would like to add at this point on pricing, scaling, tech, or anything like that?
The only thing I'd add, Nick, is make sure that you do your own research. Obviously, none of this is financial advice and all that sort of jazz, right? It's just our opinion. But we're bringing projects that we're invested in to you guys, right? Like long-term investors, Nick and myself. So, great project, great team, great tech, able to scale. It ticks a lot of boxes. So a very good project to be invested in my opinion.
Absolutely. So guys, if you found this useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. I like to think the whole Cheeky Crypto community appreciates it. And if you're not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.